Okay, happy holidays. I've seen several posts like this before about foundation or basement rooms and so forth. So I thought I'd take a look into it. And also with the more recent versions, like this is Suite 2012. I think since about Home Designer 10, I've been noticing, and also in Chief Premier. But be that as it may, I'm just going to draw a first floor here. I don't care about the walls or that sort of thing, because my main area of interest is excuse me, foundation. So there's the first floor. We're going to build the second floor, or foundation, and I'm just using out-of-the-box default settings. I'm pretty sure that's probably what most of you guys do instead of what I recommend that you do. Anyway, we'll just click OK, and we'll take a look. I want to use dollhouse view. Yeah, so we just get the foundation. And that's just a crawl space foundation. That's the default condition. But let's make it more like a basement room. We'll open the dialog box. And I get this error message here because I've got auto rebuild foundation turned on. That's all right. If you want to set the ceiling up, then you just change the ceiling. As you increase the ceiling value here, it'll actually build down from the floor structure of the first floor. That's just what it's programmed to do. Set it at 8 feet. Click OK. This is probably what you guys are seeing. I'll go to the full camera. And I want to explain to you why you see this. You know, framing hadn't been built, so you don't see the framing. You see the void there for the floor framing and so forth. And this is actually not a bug. This is just the default settings. If you want to see a ceiling in there, you open the dialog box for the foundation, go over to the Structure tab. You can see that the ceiling finish is set to 0 by default. Now, why they thought that was a good idea, I don't know. But if you want to see a ceiling, there has to be a ceiling there for you to see. Doesn't that make sense? So let's set the ceiling to 5/8 of an inch, like as if it was sheetrock. And since it's a crawl space by default, then there's no floor. So we'll set this to 4. So I'll put a floor there and I'll put a ceiling there. And once one is there, there'll be one there to see. Doesn't that make sense? Okay, let me open the dialog box here. What did I miss? Go over the Materials tab, Floor Covering. That's just there by default. If you wanted for a basement, commonly it would probably be under Masonry and let's see where it's at. Yeah, here. Set it to Concrete. I missed a setting here as the reason there's no floor. Because I told it to be, so you can see the dashed lines over here, so show, excuse me, no floor. Let me figure out why. I got the ceiling. Now that was a question that was asked. How come I don't see a ceiling? If there's a ceiling set to 0, there's no ceiling. That's all. It's pretty straightforward. Now, why am I not getting a floor? Ceiling, I set the floor structure. Oh, okay, let's just give it a name. Maybe that'll help. We'll call it living. That may make the difference by itself. Let's see. Yeah, okay, now we have a floor. With it unspecified, it's see this software doesn't think for itself. It's just a machine, and it reacts to stimuli. So I told it to have a such and such ceiling, and it did have one, potentially. Then I had to put an actual thickness higher than 0 on the floor and on the ceiling, and then there's a floor in the ceiling. And that's fairly straightforward, but Nevertheless, let me show you one more thing. I'm going to do a cross-section through here. And now this is the bottom of the first floor here. In Suite, it doesn't show you the entire cross-section like like Architectural and Pro. But I'm just going to open this dialog box here, and we'll go over the Structure tab, and I'll make the ceiling 9 feet. And you'll see that the floor just goes down. See, it went down. So now we have 9 feet in here, but the first floor didn't move. And as long as you understand that's how it's programmed to work. Doesn't matter whether it makes sense to you or not. That this is the way it's programmed to work. It doesn't work some other way. So that's how the cow eats that cabbage. So anyway, that should answer the question that was asked, and I've seen it come up a bunch of times myself, and it took me a little while by confronting the dialogues. When I say confront, I mean look at squarely. You just open it up, go to the Structure tab, and this will tell you if the floor finish is set to 0, well, then there's not going to be a floor. If the ceiling finish is set to 0, well, there's no ceiling there to see. You understand? If you wanted to have open rafters, then you probably want to set it to 0. Not just for fun. Let's go over here to build. Oh, this is sweet. I was going to go build framing. Well, that's in the Architectural and Pro. Well, I can't show. All right. So there's the. You can see that there's I-joists there. Let me see if I can. We'll go down here into the basement. Now I'm going to open the dialog box for the basement and put this back to the default condition, which is 0. Okay, and there's what you're seeing that you didn't want to see. Let's say you wanted to also see framing. Let me see, where is that? Tools, display options. I don't know. I'm not all that familiar with Suite, although I own it. I don't use it very much. I want to see. Okay, framing floor is not here as a choice, so you're real limited in your choices. Like an Architectural and Pro, I can turn floor framing on, and I can actually see the floor framing in a camera view. But apparently, the framing per se is only viewable in a specific camera view. Okay, never mind. That's the end of the tutorial. Thank you for your kind attention. I hope this straightens out some things. Let me put the ceiling back just so you'll see it done one more time. Let's uncheck default. I'll put in ½ inch this time instead of 5/8. But as long as there's something there to see, then there's something there to see. But 0 is not there to see. And that's all there is to understand about that. Thank you.